Okay, hello, how's it going? Let me get my computer going here. Everybody doing okay? Good morning, this is my channel. My name is George. And today we are going to talk about some movies. I've got Ghostbusters, the 1984 version of Ghostbusters, but we still got Ghostbusters. And we got Beverly Hills Cop 2 from 1984. Then we got Aquaman for the last one. I probably put them backwards on the blog, but that's okay. So let's take care of the housekeeping bit like we do every video lately. I need you to subscribe. Hit the bell icon so that we can keep doing this. Get that YouTube algorithm to work for us, not against us. My nose is itching again every time I start doing this. Then go to the website up here, georgelawfree.com, and put your name in the email thing, and go to the Facebook page and join that for georgelawfree.com. Put a like on it so it pops up on your feed when a new posts. Post about once a week, if not more. I'm not good at keeping the schedule post when I've got a day job. It seems to want it right now, this time of year. They seem to want to work 20 hours a day. So anyway, let's talk about Ghostbusters. Dan Aykroyd. Harold Rose, Bill Murray. Anyway, so these guys, this was a pretty funny supernatural comedy. They were basically making a comedy show about ghosts, since everybody's big up in arms, and it was a big thing in 1994. And my mic's just not happy with me today. They started off the movie as college researchers, and their money got pulled. They lost their grant, took some equipment, and were hanging out, getting drunk, and after they lost their grant after they got to investigate a paranormal event in the library. Vertical books stacking, scum, all kinds of stuff. You know what they say, who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. Especially if you got a ghost in your house, you got to call the Ghostbusters. I know a lot of you can relate to that because you probably all got ghosts in your house, especially if your house is more than about 4 years old. So anyway, this was based in New York City. They used they got a loan to get a building, which was the old New York City one-stall fire department, downtown New York, which is actually, to this day, is still a functioning firehouse. They rented it or borrowed it to make the movie, which is kind of cool. I mean, they don't always have to make movies in Hollywood. Sometimes when they don't make the movies when they make movies outside of Hollywood, not using Hollywood, they turn out better. So they get a little love story going on in this thing. They get to go fight with Gozer in the realm of Gozer, which is kind of funny because they get one of the guys' his girlfriend turns into a dog, and the accountant turns into a dog, and they get to blow up the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. This is when they introduce the nuclear accelerators on their backs, so they can capture ghosts, and the traps, and the EPA guy for the city blows up the containment center. It's really good. I enjoyed this one. It's probably one of the better movies from 1984 that they made. Let's see, what the heck, I forget what I wanted to say on this one. They had like a $30 million, $25 to $30 million budget on this, which is, by today's standards, that's kind of low. But they did $295.3 million at the box office, so they were raking it in. This was a good movie. I guess people like things about ghosts. Good franchise, too. And we'll get more into the franchise later. And so they were chasing ghosts around there. The EPA guy says they were putting on light shows, faking it all, which, with any good ghost story, you've got to have a dissenter. Somebody dissenting, somebody that's a troll, doesn't really believe or want to know what's going on. They refurbished an old 1954 station wagon ambulance to do this, white and red with the ghost. No, we ain't got no ghosts. Want no ghosts on this. It was pretty good the way they set it up. They get all kinds of weird creatures they're chasing and capturing, and they're making money. They're all over the TV. Dana Barrett, which is Peter Venkman's girlfriend, she's the one that gets turned into the dog. I mean, this is a good movie. Brings back memories from taking girls to dates to see this type of thing. I actually took a girl to a date to see this one. This is about the time I had moved into Nevada. So this was a pretty good movie for everybody involved. It was really, really fun. And how far am I? Oh, I'm not even close enough yet. Damn. I don't really have a lot to talk about this one. I don't know why. It was Columbia University is where they were teaching. Physiology. The physiology professors at Columbia University is what they were. They got a loan, on a third or fourth loan or 3 loans on this house to establish the business Ghostbusters. And for his business, then the first ghost they went and captured outside of the library was at the Cedric Hotel, which is a real hotel there in New York City. It's a pretty nice place. They destroyed the ballroom at Cedric Hotel, blew up a maid, or at least a maid's cart. It was all kind of funny. It's really good entertainment. It's not stupid funny. It's just funny. We got some stupid funny ones coming up pretty soon. So they get the Ghostbusters towards the end of the show gets arrested, and then they have to go fight Gozer on top of the girlfriend Dana Barrett's high-rise condo complex. Apparently, it was built all kinds of funny. And they were checking their supernatural Tobin spirit guides and all that. I mean, there's, pretty good. One of the dogs turned into a keymaster. The other one turned into a gatekeeper. So I guess the gatekeeper and the keymaster got to work together to get the gate open. So they had to fight Gozer. They blew up the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I probably already told you that. It was a pretty good movie. I want the car. I want the real life car. That station wagon ambulance thing that they built into the Ghostbusters. Doesn't necessarily have to have the Ghostbusters theme on the side of it. It could just be the car painted red. I'd be happy. With all the sirens and lights, and I don't need the accelerator packs in the back. An empty coffin would do just fine. But anyway, so that's what I got on this one. I really like this one. They didn't spend a lot of money. It's an hour and 15 minutes long. One on my rating system, I'm giving it a full 5 stars because hell, that was a good movie. I recommend everybody gets it. The links are in the photos to get you to the page where you can buy the DVD or watch it on Amazon Prime, which you can probably watch it for free. I probably won't make no money on that, but yeah, hopefully you go in there and buy the DVD and put it in your collection if you don't already have it. So we've got Columbia Pictures is where it was done. It's got directors. I put all that on my website. blog, where the video is going to be at too, and that'll also translate to Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Of course, it'll be on YouTube, and like always, these videos are mirrored on Rumble and Frank's video hosting page. And Rumble, I've already made money on videos. Not a lot of money, but $100 here, $100 there is good money. Then on Frank's site, I haven't had any issues with copyright infringement and talking about these movies, which is kind of funny. So let's see what's next. Here we go. Beverly Hills Cop 2. Now, this is the one from 1987 where Eddie Murphy? Yeah, Eddie Murphy is the Beverly Hills Cop. And he's trying to catch credit card thieves in this one. He's driving a Ferrari around wearing big bad gold watches. His boss back in Detroit from the first movie, which we haven't talked about yet, got dead or shot. He was just shot. He didn't get dead. He got shot. And because he was discovering an organization in the oil fields that were doing bad things. So his daughter called, and Eddie Murphy returns to Detroit as Axel Foley, and he goes to investigate his friends being shot. So this group is robbing Belt Places. They start off with a Federal Reserve, then they go to another bank and a horse track. It's all kind of funny. This movie came out, like I said, it came out in 1987. It's actually kind of a funny movie. They run all over town. His undercover buddy back in Detroit destroys the Ferrari. He never really seems to get the bust from the credit cards in this movie. And, this is from the era when they were actually making good movies. They weren't going woke, and they were actually making money on the good movies. So this buddy cop show with Detective Axel Foley, there's 3 of them. This is number 2. So we got... They made the movie for $27 million. Not a whole lot of special effects, but then they got the letters. They got letters that they're trying to track all these things like alphabet robbery or something. I can't remember exactly what they called them, but go watch and tell me, and we'll both know. So they spent $27 million on this movie. And they made $276.5 million in the box office on this movie. So this did pretty good. And this was a Paramount Pictures movie. And it was based in L.A. It was actually first released in L.A. too. But yeah, they found guns and stuff in an oil field. And... I think this is going to be a short video. I'm trying to get to 20 minutes, but I don't think I'm going to make it. But they run around. They use a cement truck to destroy cop cars, making the cops look like doofuses. They even fill one cop car with cement from the cement truck. The robbers use armored cars to armored trucks, like Brinks, to get to haul the cash to a drop vehicle. They've got a shooting range that uses real noise, but they use lasers and lights. So every time they put those laser bullets in the gun, and every time it fires, it just flashes the laser beam and it makes a noise. if you're going to go shooting guns, you should do it inside and use real bullets. They're more fun. Then you get to feel the thing do what it's supposed to do. So they really did a pretty good job with this movie. And like I say, it's back when they were actually making movies for entertainment purposes towards what people wanted instead of what they wanted, the woke, trying to play politics with their movies. This was just good, old-fashioned, hardcore entertainment. Like I said, I'm going to give this one 5 stars. And, the two friends, Rosewood and Taggart, run around with him and get themselves in trouble just as much as Axel Foley. And I think the funniest part of this is he stole a house to live in that was under construction so he could stay there for free and stuck it on the L.A. Police Department, which was kind of funny. So let's go to video number 3. See if I can get something better going on. So this was Aquaman. It came out in 2018. This is a superhero film based on a DC Comics, so this is probably a Disney movie. So we've got a guy it starts off with Aquaman's father and mother meeting. She was washed up on shore because she was from Atlantis, below the sea, and he was a lighthouse keeper from above the sea, and they had a tense meeting. He rescued her from her, taped up her wounds. They got to know each other in the lighthouse, had baby. Then she had to go back to Atlantis to marry the king because the soldiers were coming to get her and causing all kinds of problems. This was based on the comic books from when I was a kid in the 80s and 90s. The creator of the comic books shows as a cameo in the movie. So they go tracking down the lost trident of the king. Lots of fighting, lots of adventure, love story. Kind of like this one. It's a good movie. They get to travel all over the world in this movie. And it doesn't, let's see what we got. Yeah, this is, they're trying to start, Atlantis under the sea is trying to start a war with the people above ground because they're polluting the oceans, which, it's just natural. We pollute the oceans anyway. It's kind of one of those things that you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. You're going to pollute the ocean no matter what you do if you're going to use any kind of machinery to get around. And probably even if we just go back to living in tents and moving around with the seasons like they used to do, like the Indians used to do before we took over the country, still going to pollute the oceans. So this came out November 26, 2018. Yeah, 2018. They spent 160 to 200 million on this because they had to go rent a tank to do all the underwater scenes in. And it made, $1.148 billion at the box office. So yeah, this one was actually pretty good. So it's basically the two brothers are fighting over control of Atlantis because they're both inherited. One's a half-breed because he was bred with people from above the water and below the water because the queen and dad was a lighthouse keeper above the water, so they call Aquaman a half-breed. He goes through learning some of the ways through an uncle or somebody to trains him how to use a trident and all that stuff. Him and his new girlfriend, I'm going to call her, from the beginning, they go for a meeting down in Atlantis because she's got diplomatic immunity because she's one of the ruling parties down there. And then during the first fight between the two brothers, she intervenes and saves them, and then they go hunting on a treasure hunt for this lost trident. Then, all kinds of crazy creatures pop up, big, ugly suckers, fighting seahorses 4 times the size of man when they're normally about that big. Barely even big enough to do anything for real life. But, it's kind of funny the way they do things, and it's really an interesting movie. And the underwater kingdom of Atlantis, they caused a storm, threw all the trash up on the sea, tried to drown Dad, which the girlfriend saved Dad by sucking all the water out of his lungs with magic or skills from underwater. It really turned out to be a pretty good movie, and it's worth definitely buying and watching. Just click on the photo on the blog and below the video if you're on georgelawfrey.com, and it'll take you right over to Amazon and where you can buy the DVD if you don't already have it. I'm hoping you don't already have it. That way I can make a couple pennies when you buy the DVD. But you can also watch it on Amazon Prime. There's no problems there with me. I'm just trying to help you out so you can get the same collection I got. In the links, and I'm starting to put the links as of this video, I'm starting to put the links on my Facebook page, so you just have to go back in the posts and find the links, and you can go Prime DVD, HD DVD, and 4K DVD on most of these videos, except for some of the old ones, which are real hard to find. Like in the last video, True Lies video is real hard to find, and then I've got a Steven Seagal movie that I still have. It's real hard to find the links to it on Amazon. You can get some of it on Walmart, but it's real hard to find on Amazon. So it'll be really, really difficult. And like I said before, I'll go ahead and put all the links in there for what I talk about on this channel until Amazon closes my account. So we're starting to get a little better on getting people to go visit the Amazon account looking for the links or following the links over there so they can see what's going on. But, I gave 2,000 visitors and got 6 sales, so I'm going to have to really step up the visitors to Amazon to get some money, because everybody's probably trying to sell these things that I am. Plus the products that I've got there, are selling, but they're not selling as fast as I'd like them to. So, I told you one is that mini SunDisk card. I have like 500 of them there under my name. And they're just not selling real well, so, what can you do? It's just the way things are. Now, back to Aquaman here. This is a DC, characters from a DC comic. Yeah, I got off on that tangent, I'm sorry. And it is a Warner Brothers picture this time, because it's... Warner Brothers and DC Film. Warner Brothers did this one instead of Walt Disney. So that's pretty good. But the GoFundMe page isn't really getting a whole lot of funds to it right now. I just sent 2.5 million people to that page, and I haven't even got $20 put in there, which is kind of frustrating. Because I want to buy a house close to Mom, but I don't want to stay living in Mom's house because it's just miserable. Just completely unrealistically miserable, and a lot of people just don't understand what this is like. I mean, she really can't pay the bills or do any of her maintenance to the house by herself, and there's none of the families still in town. They've all moved. My sister moved to Alabama. The other sister's up in Montana or Idaho or Iowa or somewhere up in there around Montana. And then all their kids are either up in Portland and Vancouver, Washington, and up in that area, and Idaho and Montana. And the rest of the kids are in like Wisconsin and Utah. And the one that's here is just plain worthless. if she was a guy, she'd be homeless. So, that's the kind of thing that, you got to deal with. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just miserable here. And this job that I got, they're fire happy. They don't seem to want to keep their employees. In the last, 3 weeks that I've actually worked there, I had to take 2 weeks off because I caught COVID and got sick, which you saw the videos during that period when I was sick, sniffling and coughing and not having a good day at all. And so I don't know how long this job is going to last because, they're fire happy, and they've got an ex-military person in HR that just wants the rules to be followed to the letter, and there's no exceptions, there's no leeway, there's no nothing. So they're going through employees faster than they can hire them. Last week they were down 15 people to do the job, so you had to do double and triple duty, and you just can't keep up with the work that they're trying to get everybody to do on a shoestring. It seems like everybody around them doing the same positions, same type of work, is now paying more. I'm getting paid $18 an hour now, and I'm getting offers of $20 and $30 an hour to do the same thing. So I'm kind of thinking, if they do fire me, I'll just go take one of the $20 or $30 an hour job, and they're all right there in the same area, within a mile of the house. And I'm not going to tell you who I'm working for until they screw up or they ask me to start marketing for them. If they do that, then, all bets are off. But I'm not marketing for them right now because I don't know how steady this job is. And if I put it out there, it's going to be out there for a long, long time. Because once you put it up on the internet, you can't take it down very easily. Because I'm posting this video to 4 different sites because I just don't trust YouTube. Plus, I'm trying to drive more traffic doing that to the website, georgelawfree.com, and then I'm also trying to drive traffic to the GoFundMe page, which, maybe I didn't articulate enough what I'm trying to do there, but the whole idea is to give me a house big enough where I can have a studio to do this video thing in, but, so I can get a better backdrop, put a green screen up, get the lights set up. I'd have to have the space to do all that instead of just a vinyl brick wall behind me. Then I can go get some of the special effects and features and all the other stuff that would make more fun, and just drop special effects that have nothing to do with what I'm talking about in the video, just to see how many people watch, see if I can get more visitors for that. So anyway, so I'm going to quit yakking here because I think I just got off on a tangent, and hopefully everybody stays safe and nobody listens to what Joe Biden says and Kamala Harris, and everybody stays away from COVID and has a good weekend. So take care, and we're going to call this the end of this video. We'll see you next time. Bye.